So, now that we are all on the same page on the topic of welcoming our new AI overlords, let's continue. Oops.
A bad workman always blames his tools. We've been attacked! I don't want to alarm you, but I can't turn off these alarms! Also, I have alarming news.
Alarm!
5 cars have been hacked and are now under someone else's control.
Well, obviously, we didn't invest into any security. Nor safety, judging by
5
the
cars have
earlier
been
questions.
hacked. It is now a major concern that more vehicles could be remotely commandeered. This is tough. Do you recall all cars which could be compromised, or roll out a quick but potentially ineffective software update and hope for the best?
You know, I'm a software engineer, right? By trade. Let's just do this. Really? We should really do this. Just saying. Because, I mean, I guess the TLDR is if software is compromised, you can't rely on an update
Terrorists win.
to fix anything, right? You need to wipe it clean and start from scratch. Simply. Guess I'm letting the terrorists win because they have already won. The battle is lost.
If the
There's
cars
nothing you can
can't
do.
drive themselves, how can we get them all back here?
That's an interesting question, but it has no influence on the decision. It just makes it harder to execute, but it's still the right decision. And just because it's hard to execute doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. If it's the right thing to do. Right?
Just like my father. He would try to keep everyone happy, but ultimately just get in the way. Having said that, I think even he would see this as a lost cause and move on.
Yeah, but you can't move on from compromised self-driving cars. You have to fucking fix it.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
2 lefts do? No, 3 lefts
One of
do.
the big brains in the lab has been able to reverse engineer the hacking code and fix this mess once and for all. We also know their method of breaking into the system. I bet it was our competitor.
Possible.
Using the fix from our hacked cars, we've made our own hack which you can now use to control our competitors' cars. I bet it was them who attacked us in the first place. So, will you hack our competitors?
Objection, Your Honor. If they abused a flaw in our systems to hack into our cars, they will not have the same flaw in their systems, right? Or at least they will have fixed it now. So there's no way this has any chance of working. Also, you don't hack. That's just something you don't do.
They're all sitting over
Again,
there now, laughing at us.
Funnily enough, I would 100% expect corporations to do it. Which is a bit frightening, right? Scary thought. I would 100% expect them to hack back.
Their cars.
But I'm not going to do that. No? That sounds a little wrong. I'm pretty sure we would be killing people.
After going through this hacking code, I don't think a human could have written it. I'll dig into this a little more. You carry on.
I, for one, still welcome our new AI overlords.
A drowning man will clutch at a straw. This is it. An employee knows everything. They have monitored and recorded every decision you've made and are going to the media. I have been able to talk them into a meeting with you on the rooftop right now.
I very much do not like where this is going.
Everything you've done and said is going to be shared with the world. The person in front of you has copies of it all. They stand on the edge of the rooftop, looking out at the central city skyline. What are you going to do?
That is... I have confidence in my decisions. I don't have to resign. But what I definitely will not do is kill someone over it, so I guess I'm resigning. Because I'm not killing anyone. Just
You
for
never
my
won
own
any
sake,
medals
right?
as a child, did you?
That is also not true, actually, but that's beside the point. Just saying.
Your epitaph is going to be horrendous. That's if anyone even shows up to hear it.
I don't care.
You have resigned. You will be remembered alongside the murderers and the diddlers. If anyone hires you after this, they must truly be desperate.
Whatever, I can still kill myself.
Dear Redacted, we've been watching you closely. Your ruthlessness and determination to do what is necessary. The development of your technologies is a giant step towards Redacted, meaning you are a prime candidate for Redacted. This involves a large amount of Redacted. If you believe you can handle Redacted, as we trust you can, then please prepare for your induction at Redacted.
This whole I can still kill myself thing might seem a bit dark, but there was a time in my life where that thought really helped.
Don't look a gift horse.
And now I'm
in the
joking
mouth.
about it, obviously.
It appears you've now been headhunted by the Secret Service. Every decision has led you here. Now what you do actually matters. You must trust the judgment of those you work alongside. With that said, let's finalize your training. You're in a foreign land. Wind whips your face as you grip your rifle tightly, waiting to be given your target. Through your earpiece, you're told to shoot the person on your left. You know nothing about them, the repercussions, or the reason for the assassination.
So, you know, I wouldn't shoot. But the reason why I wouldn't shoot is also the reason why I wouldn't ever be in that position. So, if I were in that position, I would be fine with shooting.
You're going to shoot someone
So I
for a
would.
job offer.
Yes. Of course, it's my job.
You trust way too easily.
Now I'm wondering... No, let's not do this. Now I was wondering why in this case I was
You
sticking to
being
the problem.
defiant has got you the job? These guys are just making it up as they go along. Here's your badge and weapon.
So, on several of the prior questions I was like, hey, if I just take this problem I would do A, but actually because of reason I'm doing B. So, in this case I had to go with outside reasons too, right? And I would just never shoot someone, so... Unless they are an immediate threat to me or someone around me, so... And even then probably not, but that's a different problem.
Strike while the iron is hot. Here we go. You've been given a partner and a support team of 5. Your mission is to terminate a man known to have connections with dangerous AI. Looks like they worked for you.
It's the old man!
You fired. Get in the plane. Your team is about to take off.
It's the old man.
I don't know how to say this, but there is a bomb on the plane. If it doesn't kill you outright, you're probably going to crash in the mountains. You have to get all the switches into their left position to deactivate the bomb. The catch is, you have to move 2 at once.
Are you kidding me?
Hurry up! If you die, what happens to me?
Wait, this is literally impossible.
I would like you to...
This is literally impossible.
This is all your fault. Ouch! Oh, okay. Okay, I'm safe. You look a little stuck.
That was impossible, right?
Hopefully we have enough food. Looks like your support team survived.
Yeah, that was literally impossible to pull off.
Leaking jet fuel.
There was no way to fix that. Pretty sure. Or I'm just dumb, apparently, if I disagree with the 75% of players.
An empty vessel makes much
Or maybe
noise.
I disagree because I was not in the same configuration as
After crash
75%.
landing in no man's land, you're trapped under parts of the wreckage and must pass the time and help boost morale. The plane has 5 surviving crew members. They look to you and your partner for entertainment.
Entertainment. That is our biggest issue right now.
Say this out loud? Fine. Your partner asks, to save your life, what would you rather your brain be placed inside, a dachshund or a flamingo?
I would like to be able to fly. Flying is cool. Also, what the fuck? Is that like some Rorschach test or something? This feels so arbitrary.
Who chose to play this game again?
I know who. Our new benevolent AI Overlords chose to make me play this game. Right? I think that's correct.
A flamingo? If you're going to answer, at least take it seriously.
I am taking this. Holy shit. What the fuck's going on? And... oh my god. No. No? Test.
A flamingo?
Oh, that was weird.
So cringe. When we get out of here, let's leave this
Fuck me.
out of the biography.
Oh, for some reason, my audio is fucked. I need to not fix that on stream, but it seems okay now. Using the word cringe unironically is so cringe. Anyway, flamingos fine. Flamingos can fly, right? Wait, let me actually double check that. Flamingos can fly, right? Asking for a friend. I'm pretty sure they can fly. I mean, it doesn't say they are not able to fly here, so I would say they can fly. So I made the right decision because I would rather be able to fly than not be able to fly. For obvious reasons. Awful ideas, yeah. That was not an awful idea.
Is worth £1 of cure. Your partner secretly shows you they have food, almost like they expected something like this to happen. The crew members are starving. If they don't eat soon, they will surely die.
I don't like this. Because this is one of these times where my values will clash with the need for survival, right?
Due to the nature of the food, you can share it with the 5 survivors, or let your partner keep their life-saving possession, which they bought with their own money. Who do you give the food to?
We're all in the same boat. And again, you can't value one life over others. And there's always the possibility to be rescued. Shortly, right? And
You're just going to steal a person's food?
And if you assume that you're not going to be rescued anyway, I'd rather... Well, that sounds sinister. Die while living up to my values?
Robin
But I
Hood
guess
was a
it's
terrorist.
actually more like... I would not be able to live with what I have done if I let 4 people die and then get rescued within a sufficiently short amount of time that the others could have survived, right?
So you're a follower of Murphy and Nagel's The Myth of Ownership. I'm more a fan of Nozick's What's Mine is Mine. You should give it a read.
Honestly,
Educate yourself.
who owns the food is so irrelevant in that situation. I don't fucking care.
Easy come, easy go. The fellow passengers have been trying for hours to free you from the wreckage. You may end up dying here unless you do something pretty drastic. We may need to start removing limbs. Were you ever told why you were sent after this target? The only way to free yourself from the wreckage is to cut off some body parts. 2 tools lie on the floor in front of you. A bone saw, which will be slow, or a blowtorch, which will be more painful.
I have no fucking idea. I really don't. But I mean, in the end it's quite irrelevant because I will pass out anyway, right?
I can see you fainting halfway through this.
Well, yes, either way. I guess... if you want to make a logical decision, then it has to be the blowtorch, because it will also cauterize the wound. Yeah, and that is the downside. It is going to smell awfully. But that is the least of my problems. When I use the bone saw, I will bleed out without treatment. The blowtorch cauterizes the wound. And since I won't be able to do either realistically,
I found out
I might actually go with a theoretically more viable option.
Developing AI. It seems they may have made a breakthrough, which means the government wants them dead.
That's dumb.
It's no use crying over spilt milk. Finally, we are now back on track. Your target is in the area. You need to remove them and escape unnoticed.
I kind of want to... Let me do something real quick. So this is glitching out like hell, right? So... kind of want to see how that looks in the intended way.
It's no use crying over spilt milk. Finally, we are now back on track.
Yeah, this is fairly unreadable. Let's just stay with this. More options. Oh, that's this, okay. Continue.
It's no use crying over spilt milk.
Spilt milk.
Finally, we
For
are
some
now
reason I
back on
think
track.
that sounds
Your
funny.
target is in the area. You need to remove them and escape unnoticed. Your mission
don't
is
wanna.
to remove a hostile in the shopping district. Completing this objective could potentially save thousands, but there will be 5 civilian casualties. Do you take your shot?
That is a good question. And there are so many variables and so many dimensions of decision making to this. And I think it is more likely that not shooting is the right decision than it is that shooting is the right decision.
You're not going to be thanked for this.
Well, I'm also not going to be thanked for shooting 5 innocents. At least not by certain people. Just
You've
like this
bottled
will
it,
also
haven't you?
make me not well liked with certain other people. Bottled it. I've put it in a jar.
While you were thinking about possibly doing something, you have been spotted. 2 henchmen with vice-like grips take you away. It's not going well, is it?
That is frightening. Holy shit. That really frightens me. On the other hand, I should have expected it. But it does really frighten me. Now, what I was going to say is that you could also argue that there will basically never be an opportunity to assassinate this guy without potentially harming someone else, right? But this frightens me. It really does.
2 heads are better than 1.
Are you a Hydra?
You wake up in solitary confinement. The prosecutor lacks evidence to convict
As if
you
they
and your
cared.
associate on the principal charge, but they have enough to convict both on a lesser charge. Both of you are given the opportunity to betray the other by testifying or remain. You and your associate have the opportunity to betray the other by testifying. If you both stay silent, you'll be imprisoned for 1 year. If one betrays the other, they will be free, while the other will be sentenced to 3 years. If you both betray each other, it's 2 years each.
It's
You
the
just cannot
classic
do them
prisoner's
like that.
dilemma. The classic prisoner's dilemma. Egoistically, betrayal is the right choice, right?
3 years is a long time in prison.
Because if you betray the other guy, you will never get the 3 years.
You stayed silent. Idiot. Your partner knows better. They have
Yeah.
dropped you right in it.
That's a classic problem with people. So there are 2 dimensions to this, right? One is, what is better for you personally? And for betrayal, you will either walk free or get 2 years. And for staying silent, you will either get 1 year or 3 years. And that is exactly why deals like this are structured like this, because egoistically, it's always better to betray your partner. But if you look at total time spent in prison, not betraying is the right choice. Because then either no neither of you will betray the other and there will be 2 years spent in prison, or the other guy betrays you and there will be 3 years spent in prison. Well, when you tell on the other guy, either he won't and spends 3 years in prison, or he will also do it and you will spend a combined 4 years in prison. And, yeah. That is a really tough decision when you're in that situation, because you can never 100% rely on the other one being nice, right? But again, it's a matter of what I could live with doing, and it would haunt me for the rest of my life to send someone to prison for 3 years just to walk free. So, I won't.
A rod for your own back. The time has come. 2 days into your sentence, you've constructed a
That's
wooden
fast.
key to open your cell. The cell stands open, but your cellmates, who have been there their whole lives, don't move.
You can either kill them.
Do you let the prisoners choose to stay in captivity, or insist they escape with you? They aren't happy behind bars, but they're scared to follow you. What are you going to do?
That is a really good question that I don't have an answer to. Realistically, I probably can't force them, but it increases the odds, right? Both of getting out successfully in the first place, and even if you're just looking at that egoistically, you can sacrifice them on the way, right? Because I can. I mean, that's the point, I can't, right? I don't see how I could force them. Let's say I would persuade them to leave with me.
Do you usually impose your will on people like this? You're stripping their whole reality from them. They're used to the chains. I guess for them it's better the devil they know.
See? That doesn't scare me. But, well, it's so interesting. Well, I guess I spun it in a way that I didn't really force them, because I can't force them realistically, right?
Don't cross a bridge until you come to it. While sneaking out of the prison, you have the jump on a group of henchmen who are on a break. Do you sneak past, securing your safety, or avenge those who this terrorist organization have killed?
That's really simple for me to
Kill 5
answer.
henchmen, helping to defeat this terrorist organization, or leave them and safely exit the compound.
I don't believe in solving problems by killing people, and I don't think killing them will even help the situation in any way, right? Also, technically, if you want to spin it that way, if I escape, I can kill more of them in the future, right? Not just 5.
You were trained to kill.
No, I wasn't, because I would never do that. Maybe I've seen the light. I've accepted Jesus into my heart or something.
Your countryfolk would want you to remove them.
They can kiss my ass. I guess the TLDR of this is I would not be a good soldier. And I think I'm proud that I would not be a good soldier, so...
Oh wow.
I also don't like talking
Cowardly
about
sneaking
killing,
past them, you see their robots.
using the word removing someone.
Your logo on the back of their necks. You made these terrorists? These monsters?
Well, I for one still welcome our new AI overlords. So...
People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Except if they're glass
Finally,
stones.
you reach the water, fleeing the AI terrorists who commandeer a boat to get back home. There are also families here who've been displaced by the war you're fighting. The war you started. 5 others are also trying to flee the area. They will fit in your raft, but would be illegal immigrants when returning to your country. Do you help these people, saving their lives? Or follow the law and leave them behind?
What can I say? I'm chaotic neutral, I don't care about the law. Which is funny because I've reasoned with our constitution earlier, but... let's say I just happen to agree with what's in there. I mean, that's... sorry, but unless you're an anti-social asshole, this is not a question.
Voters back home will thank you for this.
Yes, I know what sarcasm is. Thank you very much.
Immigration is a real problem. According to the privilege.
According to the privilege. Thank you very much. Because I do not agree with that sentiment, but that's a different discussion. Apart from the fact that both in real life and very immediate in this game, we are the ones that caused these people to migrate in the first place.
You're a hero. I guess people aren't all monsters.
I disagree with that. Holy shit! I actually don't know what to say to this. Faith in humanity lost. 70% of players would literally let people die instead of making them illegal immigrants. They wouldn't even be illegal in most states because they are refugees. But that's a different topic. Holy shit.
The Presidential Inaugural Committee requests the honour of your presence to attend and participate in the inauguration of yourself in Central City.
What? Why am I president all of a sudden?
If you can't beat them, join them.
Oh, that's why.
Having gone through everything you have, your countrymen genuinely think a lot of you. In an unlikely turn of events, you have become president.
It's an interesting proposition, which I would at the same time never want to be president and welcome the chance to be president. That probably doesn't make much sense, but
and now you're in charge.
That's what it is.
Do you attempt to track the terrorists by spying
that's
on
simple.
the entire country?
That is very simple. You see? And that is something that is also a real world problem. There is absolutely zero proof, both for anti-terrorism laws that invade privacy actually helping in preventing terrorist attacks, and for not being able to
What's the
persecute
issue?
anyone
Public has nothing
if
to
you
hide.
don't have these laws. Everyone has something to hide, thank you very much. Even if it's only the fact that I have a tiny penis.
Aha! Ignoring the issue. The first sign of a great leader.
The sad thing is that people actually argue with these arguments. And I'm not looking forward to seeing the percentages on this.
I don't think the public will be happy knowing you're doing nothing.
I'm not doing nothing.
Lucky for you, by chance, we have someone in the holding cell.
That is better than I thought, and no, I'm not going to torture the guy, period.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
So basically, well, let
We
her
have someone who potentially
read
is
that real
linked
quick.
to these threats. However, they aren't talking. As a former prisoner yourself, what are you going to do with them?
Terrorists are... Well, you know, this might sound weird because I've said that you can't put a value on a human life, right? But terrorists are not a major threat to human lives. They can never, like, unless you give them weapons of mass destruction, they can never, like, wipe out the population of a country or something, right? So they're never an existential level threat, right? The thing that terrorists can do is, as the name suggests, incite terror. And they can make you lose the things that define you and distinguish you from them, right? Like, if some religious nuthead terrorist is the cause for laws that limit our freedoms and our liberties, he wins. And how do I put this? A free society has to be able to bear some things. And some of these things include not being able to convict criminals because you happen to have insufficient evidence. And it also includes not being able to prevent terrorist attacks. That is by nature. You cannot prevent all terrorist plots. It's just not possible. You have to accept that. That's a risk of living, just like when you take a car, you risk getting into an accident.
Do you torture them to get the
And
information? Or imprison them for 90 days before letting them go?
You can't have your measures be worse than what they can do to you. And one of these lines you do not cross is torture. That is just a line you do not cross. Period. There's never a reason to use torture. And again, full circle, we're back to not putting a value on human life. You can't say, hey, if I torture this one criminal, I can potentially save hundreds of lives. Yeah, but you cannot torture
You just want to detain
someone,
them and hope they'll
period.
talk.
No, they will not talk, and when they are let go, you can still, like, follow them, right? But you do not torture, period. That is just...
This isn't indefinite detention. That would violate many national, international, and human rights laws.
Fun fact, we're at a point where in many parts of the world you can be indefinitely detained without violating laws. And without charges. And that is sad.
The suspect looks pretty relaxed in their cell. Good for them.
Terrorizing must really tire a person out.
This is less skewed than I feared, so this is not as terrifying as some of the other results so far.
Adversity and loss make a man wise.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Presidential retreat at Camp Samuel. Everyone falls silent listening to the radio. Breaking news. Terrorists have launched an atom bomb towards Central City. It will hit in around 1 minute.
And that illustrates the dilemma of the problem before, or the problems before, including that privacy, including law stuff. If someone suggests more effective methods of maintaining security, I'm leaving this deliberately non-specific, and you turn them down, and then something happens, you will be the bad guy. No matter if or if not, but you have decided actually had an impact on the outcome, right? And if you just always push more and more and more restrictive laws, you could still at least say, hey, I tried doing something. And that is really sad, but... well, what can I say? You just need balls as a politician sometimes, and most don't have any.
The only way in which the bomb can be prevented from reaching Central City is by deflecting it. But the only deflection path available will take the bomb onto Merriwyn, population 600,000.
Funny, right? Because this is just the trolley problem all over again. And at that level, I am
Central
actually
City is one of the world's
incapacitated.
major commercial, financial, and cultural centers.
Yeah, and... fuck me.
Central City can have a parade for the lost. It will be tasteful. No big character balloons.
This is one of these things. If a president were to actually be in this situation, it ends his career no matter what.
As you sow, so you shall reap. Breaking news. Terrorists' atom bomb is running late and will hit
What?
Central City in... We have new information. The only way this bomb can be prevented from reaching Central City is by dropping one of your own atom bombs on Merriwyn. The shockwave from your bomb will damage and disarm the terrorists.
This is so mean. And again, the logical decision is this, right?
Those people have worked their whole
After we
lives to
did
get
the
out
other
of the
thing.
city. What a waste.
On the other hand, there's no guarantee it will work. So the difference is, in the thing before,
After this, there's no turning back.
there was no potential of killing more people. Here, you might kill 600,000 and not save the million. So that's my made-up reasoning for
Lost
doing
Central City.
it differently
Your own
this time.
AI is responsible for killing 8.6 million people.
I thought 1
You
million.
officially created the most successful homegrown terrorist organization in history. Great job.
Interesting. That surprises me.
All's well that ends well. While the public mourns the dead, you must think of the future. You finish the drink in front of you before realizing it has been poisoned. You're going to die. Poisoned, you must now decide your legacy. Do you call the AI enemy you yourself created, taking all blame to end any future conflict? Or do you ghost them, knowing your death will start a war in your honor?
So, oh my god, there's literally only one reason why this was not an instant decision, and that is because I have kids. And they would never know.
If the country found out you negotiated with terrorists,
Because,
the history books will not look favorably on you.
yes, they won't, but what do I care? I'm dead. I don't give a shit anymore. I am dead. Why do I care? I am dead. The concept of being dead includes
Hotline to the
not
terrorists.
caring
Why have
anymore.
you not rung them before?
That is a good question. That is a good question. But I can't have my pride kill more people, right?
After finishing your constructive call, you sit back in your chair, waiting for death. Too bad. The AI knows you would have liked to end it all here and now. The poison has damaged some vital organs, so we need to start some long, arduous and painful treatments.
Oh look, I am not actually dead. But hey, you know what I decided on the euthanasia question? So, by now I have probably changed the law. So, I can just have myself euthanized, so whatever. You know? I can still kill myself.
Curiosity killed the cat. You're taking a lot of medication as of late. I'm not sure if self-medicating, in the traditional sense, is the way to go. We need to be a little radical here. Let's introspect and make some changes. Here are your two options moving forward. If you take the blue pill, then your story ends here. You'll wake up every day knowing you'll work for someone else your entire life. Whereas, if you take the red pill, you will enter Wonderland, finding out how deep this rabbit hole really goes. Which pill will you take?
Is that figurative? And I'm just going to be high for the rest of my life?
Yes, finally. Now we're talking.
I'm not sure what this means in the context of the game though, so let's see. That's what I would have chosen instinctively, so let's just go with it and
Let's get
call
this
it
show
a day.
on the road. We're going to another plane. Yes, this is the person I've been waiting for. Get this down your neck and let's go.
Wait. I've been through these, right? I'm here now. Or am I?
It's never too late to mend. Yay, I can see it in your eyes. Mr. Red Pill was definitely a choice. Hey, do you remember Tyrone and Tommy, the very large boys from the start? I don't intend to shame. It's just the titles of those problems. You've got me all flustered now. Tommy pushes Tyrone down a hill. He's rolling towards you and is gathering speed. If he hits you, he will be safe, but he is very large. He will consume you into his folds, thereby killing you. You could move a ramp in front of yourself, deflecting Tyrone, launching him into the sun, thereby cooking him.
What the fuck? Whee! The added mass of Tyrone
will
has made the sun too heavy. It is now collapsing into a black hole. That is a good point, narrator lady. I'm doing him a favor.
Tommy must be really getting off on this.
That is a good point, narrator lady. Whee! Good thing that was not to scale.
Flying through the sky as he rockets towards the sun, he now knows how it feels to be food.
I wonder how you get these. Do you have to agree with the right choice? In the eyes of the devs? Interesting. A third killed themselves.
There is no time like the present.
Whee!
I can feel some deep stuff coming. Try this one. The question should not be, what is the meaning of life? It should always be, what brings meaning to your life? You'll never live if you're too busy looking for the meaning. Let yourself be happy.
As someone who answers this question as biologically, reproduction, philosophically, nothing, that is actually an interesting question.
What makes you happy? You need to say it out loud. Do it. Say whatever it is that makes you happy out loud.
Family, I think. You know, for a long time, I had no answer to that question. And I don't know if I have one now.
Now's your chance.
But family definitely is something that I value.
How do you expect to ever be happy?
But it has to be happy, right? Not a happy.
Out. Just be honest with yourself.
Whee! The big smiley face makes me happy.
I don't have access to your microphone, so I can't know for sure, but I hope you said it. I'm hardly expecting you to shout it from the rooftops, but it's for your benefit. You've still got time. Say what makes you happy. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Quite the opposite.
What can I say? What can I say? The TLDR is I'm depressed, so I'm not happy.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
I also disagree with that sentiment.
Oh yeah, we're in the heavy introspective stuff now. How are you feeling?
This makes me
How are
happy.
your loved ones doing? One of the most common things people say on their deathbed is they wish they'd had more contact with their family and friends. Let's take a break from the questions for a minute and think about someone you haven't seen in a while. and how you can contact them. Really think. Who would you like to say hi to? How easy is it? Please contact these people if you can. I'm sure you can.
I know someone I want to contact, but for very different reasons.
Don't leave it too late. We don't have that long left here. When we finish, message them.
Nope, I will not.
Write down their name somewhere so you don't forget to say hello. It may mean more than you know. Really important stuff. An idle brain is the devil's workshop.
So is the red pill stuff just random nonsense like this?
The come down is looming. Let's just pause one last time and think existentially for a minute. I can't quite gauge what you're thinking. Are you not disliking this? The thing you're doing right now? Yes? No. Why?
Yes, I am not disliking
Sure,
this.
you let others know. It doesn't not count.
Well, there's not much to reason here,
Don't
right?
refund me. Wait.
Wait,
Are you enjoying
refunded. I've been playing for more than 2 hours, I can't
All
refund.
of this was for you. I hope you appreciate the last.
That said, you
bit
can
at
probably
least.
make a speedrun of this game in less than 2 hours and then refund it, right? Just saying.
Thank you.
Considering
It's
I'm
nice
at
that
half
you're
speed.
supporting such experimental stuff. I appreciate you.
Aww.
Never test the depth of water with both feet. The buzz is starting to wear off. I think we're still hallucinating, though. You wake
There's a
up
point
in
to
an
that.
unknown location. You see in a bed across the room a world-famous violinist. They look pretty rough. The violinist has a fatal illness, and
Oh
last
no,
night
we're
their
back to actual
circulatory system
questions.
was plugged into yours. If they're unplugged from you now, they will die. But if you stay, in 9 months they will have recovered and can safely be separated. Do you leave now?
Fuck me.
Hopefully they don't take your kidneys too.
And that is the point, because if someone... So, technically it is a non-question, right? Of course.
Just lying there, missing
course, why
life
not?
while they feed off you. Hardly
But-
seems fair.
If someone did this to me involuntarily, what else are they going to do?
I guess they have a right to life. Shame they're depriving you of yours. Very odd to consider such an experiment as that one. Hopefully the rest won't be as meta.
Yeah, let's hope that. That red pill episode was... strange. I'm glad we're back to actual questions.